In less than 2 years' time, Los Angeles will host the world in a star-studded Olympic Games. The road to get there goes through Phoenix, where 2 stars from the last Olympics are in action, including Steven Netarazic, the pommel horse guy, facing off against a talented field of specialists, and Frederick Richard, looking to secure his first national all-around title. Champions to be crowned today. NBC Sports welcomes you to the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships inside Mortgage Matchup Center here in Phoenix. National titles on the line. It is day 2 of competition for the men. That man, Frederick Richard, with the lead as expected, but Danila Lakin, only a teenager, 19 years of age from Sarasota, in second ahead of the veteran Shane Wiskus. Terry Gannon alongside a U.S. all-around champ, Tim Daggett. No surprise that Frederick Richard is leading here. He's part of that bronze medal team for the U.S. in Paris. But Timmy came in as the favorite saying, I don't want to just win, I want to dominate.
Yeah, and he didn't. He absolutely didn't. Open the door a bunch of different times. You know, Frederick has a lot of awards and titles. He's got an Olympic medal, a world medal, but there's something missing, and he knows it. If you grow up in America and you're a U.S. gymnast, you want to win the U.S. all-around title. And that's on the line tonight. And like I said, he was good, very good. No major mistakes in day 1, but he wasn't as perfect as he's capable of being. He just opens the door just a little bit. Look, a little slide back. The judges are going to take it. This is what he wanted, and he wanted it all night long. Perfection like that. But this is where he had his biggest error. Watch his hands. They're just going to slide off the horse. I don't know how he kept going. Frederick, that's impossible. How'd you do it?
So he was really good, but he can be even better. He comes in today looking to make a statement, not only with his gymnastics, but his uniform as well. And as we send it over to the 4-time U.S. all-around champ, John Roethlisberger. John, you're always a well-dressed man.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Night 1 of competition, Frederick incurred 2 neutral deductions. Those are deductions that are taken from the gymnast's final score. Well, one of those deductions was for wearing this uniform right here. Growing up in the sport, Frederick thought the gymnastics uniforms weren't that cool, so he's trying to initiate a change. The problem is this uniform does not conform with World Gymnastics Federation rules, and thus he will incur another 3/10 deduction during tonight's competition. The other deduction he incurred, little bit controversial. When a gymnast lands a routine, they must land and salute the head judge. Well, on pommel horse night 1, Frederick landed. He turned to salute. The problem, the judges were all behind him. He didn't salute a judge. Little bit of a gray area in my opinion, but the judges decided to take that 3/10 deduction. Here's another look. He turns, you can see no one sitting on that side of the horse. So he incurred 2 3/10 neutral deductions night 1. That's 6/10. That's a big deal.
And John, I just think it's ridiculous. Personally, every person I've talked to has never seen it levied before, and I was shocked when I heard it.
Tim, you could see the judges look at each other like, hey, what do we do here? Because he did not look at us.
Yeah, like I said, Terry, I think I've been to about 45 in a row of these U.S. National Championships.
All right, so he gets set. We'll see him early here, but he's got some competition in Danila Lakin and Shane Wiskus, but also guys like Taylor Burkhart in the mix here. So getting underway, it's day 2. And we crown champions today. Taylor in 5th place after day 1, the 23-year-old from Colorado and a star at Stanford.
And this is a big one for him. Very unique type vault. Get it to his feet. Small hop forward. Has a lot of difficulty. Really hoping that this young man has another great competition. He has been around for so long, so talented. One of the most difficult tricksters out there. Just got to put together 6 more routines.
Been dealing with an ankle injury. Looked okay right there, though, as we go over to high bar and one of those names right now. Danila Lakin, as I said, 19 years of age from Sarasota. People have been talking about him, building him up for quite some time. So it's not a shock that he's here in this spot, but it is really impressive under the lights that he's held it together.
Yeah, he is kind of a savant almost. He has been around for a long time, and people have been watching him, talking about him. I personally didn't think he was quite at this point to be so close to contention. And you'll see why. He just does everything. Watch this first release. Perfect. Here we go. This is even tougher right here. Got to grab the bar. Plenty of room. You know, sometimes he gets a little hyped up and he's got too much energy.
Wow.
And these are all really, really good. You never know how someone's going to react, too. Handstand, pretty good. Going to lose a little bit for not finishing in the handstand. And another one right here. Well, he was darn near perfect. Night one. And unreal.
Come on.
Perfect. Again. Who is this kid?
I mean, he started pommel horse night one, and we both said the same thing. Wow, what a statement that was. This is almost bigger. The pressure is even more. He's in the second spot. He goes up on high bar. Terrible place to start a meet, in my opinion, especially when you're putting it all on the line. And man, what a way to come out.
Hey guys, if he wanted a challenge for the top spot, which he does, he needed a big effort there, and he got it.
And the thing that I really loved about this is he played this exactly like a veteran. You know, you want to be far away from the bar on releases because it looks cool. Watch this though. He puts it a little bit close to the bar, not too close, but just where a veteran would do it. And talk about veteran. 2 flips, 2 twists, spot the earth, Gymnastics 101, fly high and stick the landing.
See that Evo, and that is the big program in Florida. He's like his coach, and hear him as well. We'll hear from him throughout the night.
Really got to come out of his shell though, Terry.
Yeah, he said, look, I like nerves. Now, a lot of guys will say this. I like nerves, but he went on to explain it. I need the adrenaline. I need that to take me to that next level. It's important for me. The number for Taylor Burkhart, so it's above 14 right there, 14,167 in green. Help you out, you want to be in green, and yellow is middling, and you don't want to be in red. So over to Yul Moldauer, the veteran, the 29-year-old who won this title back in 2017, but he's back at the U.S. Championships for the first time in a couple of years. He missed 3 drug tests in 2024 and suspended for competition for 16 months. And he said, look, I never failed a drug test, but it is my responsibility to be available.
And he came off the horse on these flares day one, which is very damaging for him in his quest to make the world team, because he is so good here and he can help Team USA. The handstand dismount, nicely done. Much better story for Yul Moldauer.
Really good start for Moldauer, who was 6th in the all-around after the opening night. Get his number in a moment. We get the number 14,963, Lakin.
Unbelievable. Better than he did day one. Yes!
What a way to get things started here in Phoenix with the national titles on the line. Important opening rotation for Yul Moldauer. 8.6 the execution out of 10 there. 5.3 on the difficulty, so 13.9 overall.
Much better than day one.
Frederick Richard, the favorite coming in and the leader heading into the second day of competition. You see that world all-around medal he's earned, looking for an individual all-around title here at the U.S. Championships now.
And he knows what Danila did on high bar, and I'm curious to see how he handles a little pressure. I think this might be a little closer meet than he anticipated.
That was great. Relatively new skill for Frederick. Little bit of form on that. Oh boy, took a couple little steps with his hands. Each one is a 1/10 of a point. Very solid routine though. But to dominate, he needs to be perfect like that. Beautiful. You know, I'll tell you what, you start off your competition, even if you have a little bit of a problem, and you cap it off with a perfectly stuck landing. Man, you get a jolt through your body. It's like electricity hitting the ground.
And he stuck a lot of landings night one as well. The problem with beating Frederick is his average is still really good, and I think this routine was probably average for him, Tim.
Yeah, he can be a little bit better, and that's what happened all night long. Day one. This dismount, though, it's a blind landing. It's all air awareness. Where am I in the air? You've done it so many times, you don't see anything. You just know exactly where two flips are, and you put it right to your feet.
So we get the number in a moment. 14.81 is what he would need to take the lead once again. But Cooper Kim, how about this? The 20-year-old on day one, maybe the biggest surprise of this whole competition.
Yeah, I talked with his coach, Tom Galimi, before the meet, and he says, I wasn't surprised at all with his performance. I was surprised with where he finished. It's just, he hasn't had that level of experience, but he's a beautiful gymnast, though.
So a short time ago, opened up on vault in this first rotation.
A 2.5 twist, beautiful form, looks lovely in the air, great toes, knees.
Yeah, you're not going to see a cleaner vault than what he did right there, and that's his MO. He's going to hit, and he's going to be clean, and he's going to be in the mix.
So 13.9, the number for the man who was in fourth in the all-around after the opening day. Here's the man in third after day one, Shane Wiskus, the 27-year-old from Minnesota. And remember, he was a part of the Tokyo Games, but then missed out the last time.
Yeah, and he was really last man out.
Yep.
And was an alternate in Paris. And I'll tell you what, he was great night one. His high bar scoring, I thought, was super critical. Way too hard on him. Beautiful releases. Oh, gorgeous flight. Gotta hit handstands. So critical. Gotta fly high, but that was phenomenal. Nothing there, judges. One more of those handstands. That one right there, going to be at least 1/10, could be up to 3.
This is great, though. Better than the first night, in my opinion.
Double-double laid out,
oh,
and
man.
Bam! And both Shane and his coaches were infuriated with the score he received night one.
Yeah, I talked to some of the judges about that too. One of the things they brought up is he took one too many swings to start his routine, which I hadn't heard of that one either, Tim.
Yeah, no, I heard that too, John, and I just sometimes I'm a little bit dumbfounded, to be perfectly honest, but he does have some errors. When he is getting ready for big releases, the giant of it, he kind of bends his knees a little bit, but look at this right there. That was tremendous. And judges, where are you gonna get? Are you gonna get anything? You cannot do that landing any better than that. Position, perfectly stuck, not even a wiggle.
Yeah, he had a 7.65 execution score night one. Tim, if this is not in the 8s, I don't think anybody should be in the 8s tonight. That was as good as he can do it.
He said afterwards, he said, I have no idea about that score. I did leave a little defeated because you want to know why, and I have no idea why. So we'll see how they judge this. This was absolutely sensational to open up. How about the energy to start today? So we'll see. Short time ago, Joshua Carnes in 7th place after day one on high bar. The man who went to Penn State now has moved on, was 5th at the 2025 U.S. Championships in the all-around.
And Terry, I've been watching this guy since he was just a little boy. And I remember, like yesterday, seeing him when he was so tiny and thinking, impossible. No way can you do the level of gymnastics that he does. Another big release right here. He's a trickster, but you see that right there, those bent elbows. He just really opens the door for those judges to scratch away pen to paper. He's like a daredevil, but he needs to get a little bit more elegant. The line has to be better. Perfect form, and that right there, that is a huge error, at least 0.5 of a point, because he was nowhere near that handstand. The dismount, small hop, good, but not quite like he's capable.
See that Evo, that's where he is now, and he says there is more motivation and structure there with a high level, and the guys who are there training 13.883. And that bonus as they encourage the U.S. men to try more difficult things on every apparatus to be up there with the rest of the world. All right, 14.2 is the number for Shane Wiskus on high bar.
And that is a big change.
Yeah.
Look at that right there, 8.6. I guess it helps to yell at the judges a little bit sometimes.
It was 13.25 on the opening night. How about Frederick Richard now? And remember the uniform, the deduction, 14.458 for parallel bars. He knew, was well aware, he always is, that he's going to take a deduction for the uniform. He's willing to do that to try to change the sport a little bit. Two-time U.S. high bar silver medalist, Crew Bowl, getting set, man from Florida.
And this is a routine, I'll tell you. He can really swing some pipe, that's for sure. At the 4th highest score, day 1. Does some really interesting combinations. First one right here. No, excuse me, it's gonna happen. Now connect this into a major release. Really good. Another big release. Oh, unbelievable, he did it. Such a combination. I don't think I've ever seen that done. I know it has been done, but I don't think I've seen it with my own eyes live. Double-double.
Oh, wow. What a clinic they're putting on over here on high bar.
High bar has evolved at Evo.
High bar silver medalist from 2025, right back at it here in Phoenix.
This combination right there, that Takamoto right into a Coleman, so difficult. Another release right here. I'll tell you what, 10 years ago, even less, this is what is so unbelievable right here. That reverse hack into this full twisting.
I saw you. You didn't think he was going to get there, did you?
I didn't think he was going to do it.
This concludes competition in the first rotation.
I thought everything was fantastic. Really exciting, dynamic. Did have a couple of places where he broke form or missed perfect handstands, but I agree, man. I agree. That was great.
Competing on 3 events here, so not all 6. High bar, parallel bars, and floor. That was sensational start to the evening, and overall, too. I mean, what a great start here, day 2 of the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. High number after high number, especially on a high bar so far here, day 2. The difficulty in the execution, 15.125 for Crew Bowl.
And that is a gigantic number that's going to have ramifications, not just for him, but for others as well.
All right, so here's how they stand. The top 2 have flipped. It was Frederick Richard with the lead coming in. Opening rotation, Lakin terrific on high bar. Just keep in mind, though, that is his best event.
Yeah, and I would go even further. I would say it's by far his best event. But he has so far been able to handle all of the pressure. Going to be very interesting to see what happens on floor. Talked with his coaches before the meet began, and I guess he completely changed the routine around. He got a little lost on his mount, which we just saw right there, and then he just flipped a bunch of things around. So when that happens, you have to be doing a lot of arithmetic in your head, because you got to make sure you don't repeat anything. You got to make sure that you don't lose difficulty points that you would have had, and he dealt.
I think it's also interesting to note Frederick's behind by a little over 3/10. He's accumulated almost 1 point of neutral deductions, 2 uniform deductions, one for saluting in the wrong direction on pommel horse. That's a point almost. That would change the standings right now as we look at it.
And guys, so much on the line here. One of it's making the world team, 5-member world team, and you can lock up a spot if you win the all-around title here and finish in the top 3 on 3 different apparatuses.
And this guy right here, Frederick, he has the shot to do that, but he's got to be phenomenal. One of the places where he could have challenged that top 3 spot was on high bar, but we've got some huge scores so far. He's the leader in the clubhouse on floor exercise, though.
So just one rotation in here, day 2. A lot of action already on that man. Teenager has taken the lead at championships here in Phoenix. One rotation in here, day 2 for the men. Danilo Lakin has taken the lead, so the top 2 have flipped. Frederick Richard had the lead coming into today. Shane Wiskus rounding out the top 3. And again, Lakin, high bar, his best event, so we will see the rest of the night and those standings if they change. Take you over to Cooper Kim on parallel bars. Well positioned right now in the top 5. So dropped 1 spot after that opening effort on vault.
When asked about if he thought he would have done this well, he was like, no.
He did. He kind of let me go, no.
Yeah, we talked to Tom Galimi, his coach, as well, Tim, and the question was, now that he's in this spot, you know, it's nice to come in young and naive. Now you're in the hunt. You're in the top 5. How does he handle that moment, kind of being in the spotlight?
And we asked, like you said, we talked with Tom. I asked him that specifically, and he gave us absolutely nothing, John.
Yeah. He doesn't know. He hasn't been in this spot before.
Nice start. He's really tremendous on his next event. High bar. Pretty good. A little bit shy of some of the handstands. Dismount. Big hop forward. It's a quick routine. Very well choreographed. Doesn't do a lot of extra parts that can bring in deductions. Pretty good for him.
His mom was a college gymnast from Michigan State. He's part of that big Stanford contingent.
And you know, one thing I did notice is on those long swings where you're coming down through the bottom, you are not allowed to touch the floor. Looked to me like he was definitely scraping the ground.
And I think that the good point of perspective right here is we saw Frederick on parallel bars as well. His potential score, Frederick's, is almost a 16 if he goes perfect. For Cooper Kim, it's a 14.2, so it looked good, it looked clean, he hit it, but that is the difference when you're talking about difficulty.
So to start day 2, they were all looking up at the standings at this man, Frederick Richard, who Brittany Urton is very busy, whether it's here or elsewhere.
Oh, off the mat, particularly busy, whether it's working on new designs for his uniform, planning a local fair in his hometown, or just last year, he set a Guinness World Record for most backflips in 24 hours. He completed over 1,100. That record has since been broken, but the purpose was much bigger, to raise money for gymnastics equipment for underprivileged kids in Uganda. He raised over $60,000, and that equipment, as you can see, was delivered earlier this year. For Frederick, this is just the first step in a bigger mission, helping grow gymnastics around the world and providing the resources necessary to do so. And Terry, stay tuned. National Backflip Day is in December, so we'll have to see if he goes for that title again.
Oh, Tim and I have been training for some time. We're joining him now.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I want to see Tim do one back tuck, Terry.
Frederick with over 900,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram, constantly trying to grow the sport. And the uniform choice is part of that for him.
Oh, it absolutely is. He told me one time that, what happens if I go to the Olympic Games, I win a gold medal, and nobody even sees me because gymnastics isn't popular enough. Fell the wrong way on this skill in day one. Very nice today. Another handstand. Here we go, his big releases. Oh, gorgeous, fingertips.
Fingertips, Tim, you said it before I could.
Another big one right here. And another one, this one in tuck. Wow, he looked like he kind of fumbled his grip a little bit as he was grabbing the bar, but no deduction on that. This is a big routine for Fred. It's one of the places where he has the potential to help lock in, and that hurts right there, though. Little bit of a hop. He'll lose at least a 10th for the hop and a 10th of stick bonus as well.
Trying to lock in an all-around title and also an automatic spot on the world team if he can win the all-around title and be in the top 3 on 3 different apparatuses.
Absolutely, this is very nice. Full twisting laid out to Tkachev. It's called a Lukin, named after the great Valery Lukin. So right here, let's see. I thought he almost, his left hand completely lifted or went right over that bar right there. Oh my God, both of them. Unbelievable. And that is just like your heart is in your throat like nobody's business. The only thing though is right there, that small little hop. That'll cost him a couple of tenths of a point.
That fight was reminiscent of what he did on Pommel Horse a few nights ago, where so many times you thought, oh, this can't continue. And he just kept fighting.
And it's so scary when that happens because it's like you're not in control. It's where the grip landed on the bar. Is it somehow going to be magical enough to have enough friction to keep you from flying off the bar?
How about Cooper Kim, parallel bars in the number 13.25.
Yeah, but that's expected. It's a good execution score, 9.05. He just starts so much lower, as John pointed out.
Over the floor, and the man in third place, he was there after day one, still is right now, Shane Wiskus. Talk about that, barely missing the Olympics the last time around. He was devastated after that. Took him some time to find his motivation again to be back out here.
Oh boy, little bit of a hop backwards on that. And I asked him, Shane, would you still be doing gymnastics if you had traveled to Paris? Not as an alternate, but as a competitor, and he said, I probably wouldn't be.
Yeah. At those trials, by the way, 2024, he won this event.
Yeah, he was unbelievable, and really was the next person in line, and almost an identical gymnast to someone who really did the job in Paris, Paul Judah. But in a lot of ways, they excel in the same areas, and he could have been plug and play. And I think it would have been, a lot of the same.
Had trouble controlling this dismount. Night one, bounced out of bounds. Can he do better here?
He should. Just got to kind of relax a little bit. And no, not just a little better, John. That was phenomenal. Perfect stick. You get an extra 10th of a point. The judges are nice when that happens. Rarely happens.
Steven Nedorozic there. Daniela Lake in there to congratulate him. He got the smile right now, but he has looked super focused.
So really difficult combination tumbling run, and that makes you pretty nervous too, because when you're flipping forwards and you're under-rotated, so easy to sit down, but not tonight.
That was savvy, actually, to minimize deductions on that.
Look at this, though. Double pike somersault, have to do a double flipping dismount. It's a new rule change since Paris. And if you're gonna do it, why not do it like that?
2 routines in for Shane, and both of them better than he did night 1. And he looked great night 1.
He looked great night 1. He looked great night 2. He got a good score night 2 on high bar. And I think that that's just a little bit of extra motivation, because he really felt, hey, what is it? These guys just don't like me? And that's not the case, but it certainly helps when they give you a much better score.
Go back, get that score for Frederick Richard on high bar, 15.005.
A very big number.
And really important. You talk about where we are in the night. So you go to floor next, and that is what he won night 1.
It is. But that number right now, for the athletes that have gone, he is in 3rd place now on high bar.
And that 8-9 execution score, Tim, that's kind of like a 10 in the old days. You just don't see scores that high in the execution part on high bar.
All right, what are you making the number for Shane?
Yeah, it's a good score. I'm surprised. I thought it could have maybe been 1 or 2 tenths better, but.
All right, over to floor, and Cameron Nelson, the 25-year-old from Idaho, can do some sensational things on floor exercise.
Nobody in the world does this level of difficulty. He's going to do 2 triple somersaults. The first one in piked. Night 1, he put his hands down. I saw him warm up 2 of them, and they were both great. Oh,
man.
Never seen anybody in the world do it better than that. There's only one other guy I've ever seen do it in a meet. The originator, Nikita Nagorny, another triple. Oh, boy.
And that's the challenge with those triple backs, is you are coming in hot, and you've got to control the landing. So tough to do.
Wow, that mount, that was unbelievable. All around the world, people were saying this guy is doing a floor routine with 2 triples. It's like there have been so few triple back somersaults done. Only one other guy, like I said, Nikita Nagorny, who invented that triple pike on floor exercise. It's the only other one I've seen compete it. And a good fight right there, because he was not in the best position. Now just gotta put this to his feet. Full twisting double layout, nicely done. A big routine for him, much better than night 1. It's just that second triple. But the first one, I don't know, this is like magical to me. It's just, I can't even imagine as a gymnast standing in the corner thinking, I'm gonna run down and do that. What is the matter with you, man?
AI can't come up with that, Tim. That is absolutely insane. Every skill in gymnastics is given a letter and an associated points you get for it. That triple pike and this triple tuck, 2 of the most difficult skills being done on any event. They go deep into the alphabet, an I and a J. The J worth 1 point for that one skill.
Unbelievable. Both feet out of bounds, though. That's a 3/10 deduction, not to be a killjoy.
Just to repeat, what is the matter with you, man? That was the quote, and I think it applies. He knows that is unbelievable on floor. The 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity sticks the landing every time. Same-day Wi-Fi, same price for 5 years. By Nike, bringing inspiration and innovation to every athlete around the world. Nike, the official partner of USA Gymnastics. And by Head & Shoulders. Got to be a good number, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Cameron Nelson, 15.401.
Big number. You see all that bonus there, lots.
All right, how about over on pommel horse, a specialist and a guy who was absolutely brilliant on night 1, Patrick Hoops. the best of the specialists here on this event, night one. And there are some great names.
Absolutely, and it is a national championships. He wants to win a title, there's no question. But he's also, this is the qualification for the World Championships. If he can put up another huge number like night one, he could punch his ticket and be on that world team. Really nice. This is the hardest skill in the world on pommel horse right here, my opinion. Oh, so tricky. Always stay so calm. This is really tricky. He was fabulous night one, and thus far, tremendous. Just the dismount. Can do a little bit more on the dismount. You see, he shook his head as he hit the ground. He left, I think, 1/10 of a point on the table because he didn't do an extra full pirouette.
Air Force Academy man who won the bronze medal at the World Championships.
There's a lot of spinning going on here. Full spin right there, and then look at this. Just another one right in a row. That is a brand new skill that I think only 2 or 3 guys in the world do right now. And I would have to say, Patrick, I think you do it best.
That is amazing. You know, the interesting thing about Patrick, as we look at that dismount one more time, Tim, and I know you're looking for another pirouette here at the end and going over the other side of the horse, but real well done. You know, in 2024, he was in the hunt for that pommel horse spot along with Steven Nedorosik. Steven Nedorosik ended up getting it, and he's a household name. Patrick Hoops nearly did it. He was a 1 dismount away from possibly getting that spot instead of Steven, and this is the guy you might be talking about as an Olympic bronze medalist instead. It's just razor thin.
How do you think he would have done on Dancing with the Stars, John?
That certainly is the question. I know no matter what, he would have been better than you, Tim. I'm just saying.
We mentioned some of the big names not competing here. Brody Malone, one of them, but in attendance, and we're going to get a chance to visit.
Yes.
A little bit later on, which will be great. And he's getting in shape for LA and a run towards that. How about the man in first place after the opening rotation, Danila Lakin on floor?
Big first tumbling pass. He said day one he got lost in the air, which can happen. It's unfortunate, but it can happen. Oh boy. And that right there, the first crack that we've seen, that is a full 1 point off.
That had to hurt too, those ankles on that.
And right there, kind of got a little bit flustered possibly. He struggles on that pass. I saw him fall a couple of times on that second one right there in warm-ups. His brain is going a million miles an hour.
Yeah, it's that point where you have to have some poise and composure, right?
Yes. And hopefully he is staying in the moment and not thinking of what has happened, but thinking what is coming down the pike. Yes, he's got 2 points that he just handed away to Frederick Richard. Just got to put this one to his feet. Double pike. Beautiful, just a small little hop. Oh.
Kind of holding your breath a little bit for the teenager throughout, thinking, all right, you got to hold it together, and this is where it kind of came apart.
And you know, this is a very short landing, and you see his ankles are taped. That means that he has felt pain before on floor, and that could really smart and hurt his ankles a little more. This one, I think he just kind of maybe wasn't really back in the game because it looked good, just opened up that double front a little bit too early.
So we'll get the number. It won't be as high as he expected here. Taylor Burkhart over on parallel bars in fourth going into this rotation.
Just try to minimize deductions. Every time you move your hands in any way that's not intentional, and you see that little bend of the elbows, that's a 1/10 of a point, folks. This is cool how he connects this, that big release, right into that underbar skill. So often, I would travel to a competition, I'd be watching before the meet began, I'd say, wow, he looks fantastic. I think it's gonna happen this time for him, and unfortunately, kind of just makes small little errors, but thus far, in Phoenix, no problem at all for this man.
This concludes competition.
Meanwhile, Danilo Lakin, yeah, it's in red. Look at that for floor. 11.65. Really disappointing. Falling to third. Joe Moldauer in sixth after the opening rotation earlier on still rings, which is a key event for the U.S. overall.
Yes, the top 3 gymnasts that Team USA has, all 3 of them. We saw one of them, Brody Malone. He is not competing here. Donnell Wittenberg, he's the world champion on the event. And Asher Hong, he is an Olympic finalist on the event. USA has to go to the Worlds without their top 3 gymnasts, so they need 3 good ones. Very good positions. Each hold must be done for a minimum of 2 seconds, and they've all looked good for me. He did not stick the dismount. He did an easier dismount and hopped. See what he does today. Still the tucked one, but there is the Yule we know and love. That was missing a little bit, night 1.
One of the things he's known for, sticking that landing, and 14.405 with that bonus, the difficulty. So Yule Moldauer, good effort on still rings. On our way, eventually, the weight. Yes, we've seen this before, Stephen Netarazi. Back to tell you the President's Cup returns. Scotty Scheffler leading the U.S. team against the international side. Everything on the line September 26th and 27th on NBC and Peacock. Beautiful Medina just outside Chicago. I will see you there. So the standings after the second rotation. Back on top, Frederick Richard. And it's Shane Wiskus now in second. The struggles for Danilo Lakin, the teenager, on floor ahead of Yule Moldauer and Taylor Burkhart as we check in once again with Brittany.
Well, there are some familiar faces and fan favorites not competing here this weekend, though they might be in the building, like Brody Malone, a part of that bronze medal winning team in Paris. He's taken the season off to rest and recover, but will be back next year to gear up for LA 28. I think we might hear a little bit more about that in a bit. Asher Hong, last year's national champion, also a part of that 2024 Olympic team. His coach told us he's dealing with a finger and hand issue, but absolutely remains in pursuit of the LA Games. And Donnell Wittenberg, king of the rings. He's out with a partial tear in both his bicep and rotator cuff, but as you can see, good news. He's back in the gym doing weekly rehab and conditioning, still intense to push for LA 28 at the age of 33 in what would be his first Olympics, Terry.
Brittany, thank you. And I know Brody Malone is not competing. You just mentioned it, but we have located the man. He's made his way to the booth and joins us right now. Really good to have you up here with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited.
Give us a short update on how you doing.
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Living in Georgia right now, just back close to family, taking a little bit of time away from the gym, but looking forward to start training again soon.
All right,
enjoy this and be comfortable, but not too comfortable. Okay, right there.
So we take you out to Frederick Richard, and he's out on floor as we watch this. Give me a little insight into him as a teammate.
Oh, Fred is awesome. I mean, he's just one of those guys. He's very dependable. You can always kind of count on him to go out there and hit a set. And one thing that he's really good at, he's really good at sticking usually.
That was an unbelievable save
yeah,
right there.
that was a crazy save. There we go.
And this is one of those events where Fred can capitalize and lock. Remember, the all-around winner, and if you are top 3 on 3 different events, which he presently is on floor exercise, you lock a position for the World Championships.
really nice flare sequence here. Fred has always been really good at doing flares. See him really take advantage of that on floor and on pommel horse.
There we go. Big finish. Oh,
So close.
that's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was right there.
He did everything right, but it just didn't work out perfectly.
Yeah, I think his chest was just a little bit too far forward, and it just caused him to do a small hop. But yeah, he wanted that one for sure.
He did.
Brody, you've attained things on the international scene, obviously, but also this event special, a 3-time U.S. all-around champion. He's going for his first. Give me a sense of what this title means.
Oh my gosh. I mean, this competition is just, it's so much fun, and I mean, there's so much on the line here. I mean, for Fred, he's multiple NCAA champion, multiple-time NCAA champion, so this is kind of like another notch on the belt for him. He's already won a world bronze medal in the all-around, I believe, so he's got that medal, but just adding this to the belt is just something he's really looking to do this weekend.
Yeah, I say it all the time. It's one of the things that you kind of covet if you're a male gymnast in the U.S. You want a medal in the Olympics, Worlds, but you want to win the title here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we'll get his number, but we're taking you over to pommel horse right now, and another man you know well, Shane Wiskus, who's moved up to second place now.
Just got to keep doing what he's been doing all meet long.
Yeah, he gets through this one, Tim, and I don't think he can get moved out of that second spot. He finishes on 3 really consistent, good events for him. So this is just his last big hurdle, in my opinion.
Fast hands, trying to keep a good rhythm, which is critical. Dismount.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
That was a great routine. You know, Shane in the past has kind of struggled on pommel horse, but I don't know, these last couple of years I've kind of seen him really step up, and he's worked a lot on his basic circle and really opening those hips up. And I mean, that's a routine that he's happy with right there for sure.
So we'll see if the judges are happy with that. And up next is going to be a man who you were right there to compete with and watch, and he's one of the breakout stars of Paris, Steven Nedorozic. So the wait over now, but I take you back to this, and you were there living it with him, man. Look
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
it's a pretty good lift.
Yeah, I picked him up. He doesn't weigh as much as you think.
So that was the team bronze, and then this was the individual pommel horse final.
Wow. What are you riding there?
I don't know. That was crazy. Yeah, I lost it a little bit.
No, that was fantastic.
I was just so happy for him. Yeah, he had a great routine in the horse final.
A great Olympics. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you all did. Jeez.
Yeah, that was something. And never forget that one.
So Steven up next on pommel horse, one of those specialists.
I never thought he weighed much to begin with, Brody, and now it's even less than I thought.
I don't know. He looks bigger now than he did at the Olympics. I think he's put on some muscle.
Yeah, I think so too.
Guys, how about this number? 13-4 for Shane.
And better than night one.
That's a good score.
We've said that 3 routines in a row now for Shane.
Yes, we have.
You know, the world watched this man wait and the countdown clock, and he was last to go. I mean, did you guys feel for him as well?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a hard position to be put in for sure. I mean, a single event guy, especially pommel horse,
Right.
To wait the entire competition to go into pommel horse and then be last up. It's crazy, but he delivered.
Yep.
So let's see if he can do it again.
One of the things Steven does so well is his body positions remain so constant throughout the exercise, just perfectly board straight. Really good.
Wow.
Oh boy, little bit of a separation there. That's gonna hurt a bit. He needs an astronomical score though to move ahead of Patty Hoops. An 18 point, 8 and change, and that won't happen tonight. And you know, talking to Steve before the competition, he was kind of preparing everybody, both locally here and on social media that, I'm just not in really good shape. And you see that hand, it just comes flying off the pommel horse. That pommel in your back, what does that feel like, Brody?
That is not comfortable.
That's too bad. A full point off for Steven. With all that he has been through and the life that he has been leading, amazing he was able to put together the routine he did night one, just couldn't grab the magic once again here tonight.
Tell you what, though, that's pommel horse in a nutshell, right? Even the best in the world looks perfect, and it can buck you off in a split second, even if you're Steven Netarasic.
So just a little bit off on this very difficult skill. That full spin on one pommel, legs came apart. That's probably 0.3 of a point. And just the hands weren't lightning quick enough, a little slow, maybe didn't grab with his hand, just put it down as opposed to squeezing those fingers a little bit. Handstand was good. I had a bet with one of his coaches that that's the pirouette that he would do. We'll talk to you about it, Kevin.
I was there when you made it, so I'll back you up, Tim.
By the way, the glasses that he wore in Paris, donated to the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Museum in Colorado Springs. Got a new prescription now. So those are there. And initially, they thought they were just going to have them for some time. He goes, no, you can have them.
Yeah, keep
them. Keep them. So 13408, the number. And now a man who needs a big effort after what we just saw on floor, Danilo Lakin.
I'm kind of curious to see how he reacts. He's not going to chase down Frederick unless there's a massive collapse at the top, but I want to see how he reacts after a major disappointment on floor exercise. How does he come back and attack this pommel horse?
Absolutely, and this is a very important one for him for a lot of reasons. World Championship selection criteria. The USA needs pommel horse guys, and he was one of the very top, a routine they would love to be able to use in the team final.
Yeah, fourth best on this event, night one.
Big flares, and a lot of them, right, Brody?
Oh, yeah. His flares are just so good. You see how wide his legs are and open his hips are in the front and the back of it?
And exhausting, right?
Very tiring.
But he's got to get right up to a handstand. What a comeback.
Bring it right back, Danilo Lakin.
And that is a big, big, big routine for him. Not just for the all-around, but like I said, his world selection.
Absolutely. Got to have a short memory in sports, and especially after a fall on an event. Wow, what an answer. Looked like a veteran.
Brody, he calls you kind of an older brother, and that's the influence. Give us some insight as we just get to know this young man.
Oh my gosh, Danny is one of the hardest workers out there. He's phenomenal in the gym. Yeah, I guess I kind of took on that big brother role for him because I see so much talent and so much potential in him, and I just want him to put those put those areas into use in the right way. So I kind of taking on the mentorship role for him, just trying to get him where I know he can go.
How good can he be?
Oh my gosh, we could see him on the Olympic team in LA.
He says he's gotten much better thanks to your help, but he says, I am not quite there yet. Sometimes a little bit emotional in the gym. Is that what you see still?
He's gotten a lot better about that. I mean, he's a young kid. He's 19 years old. He's got a lot to learn in the gym. But, I mean, what we're seeing out here tonight is Danny. He's a gamer. I know floor didn't go as planned, but, I mean, on Team USA, what we're looking for is if you go out there and you have a fall or you have a disaster routine, can you bring it back? And he just did that on pommel horse, and that shows the selection committee.
Boy, that's a great number, 14.502. Over to still rings. Short time ago, guys, Asher Cohen, who is the NCAA champ out of Nebraska.
And actually in the conversation to make the world team. And as we talked about earlier, Team USA's top 3 ring workers are not competing this year. The world champion, Donnell Wittenberg, Brody Malone, and Asher Hong, who is an Olympic finalist on still rings. So Team USA needs a big ring routine. Nice back up rise to inverted cross. Everybody thought that the USA would take another pommel horse specialist for sure to the Worlds like they did in 2024 at the Olympic Games, but there are holes on this event, and you think he has a shot?
I think so. I mean, he's phenomenal on rings. Great strength positions, great handstands. Now it just comes down to the dismount.
2 flips and twists. Oh, stuck that night 1, but.
Hey, he'll take that. That was still a great routine.
So there's the number of 14,875.
2 good ring routines, 2 more events. Let's go.
Okay, we got it. 2 more to go. Frederick Richard, there's that name atop, upper left, you see that. So with this number, 14,158 on floor. Meanwhile, over to high bar, which Brody Malone knows something about, a 2-time world high bar champ, Taylor Burkhart now.
And you trained with him too, right?
I did, yes sir.
Tell us something about him.
Oh my gosh, he was my teammate at Stanford. He's so much fun to train with. He always has a great attitude in the gym. He's always putting 110% effort into everything he's doing. And he does some crazy release moves.
Capable of doing even harder than what he's doing here today, though. Pushed some stuff. Able to do that with a full twist, for example.
Mm-hmm. Really cool release move right here.
Oh, it was in his hands, too. It looked like he just misgrabbed the bar.
Yeah, that's really too bad, because that, John, you're exactly right. He was plenty close enough to the bar. Let's see if he just misplaces those hands. Well, he doesn't get his dowels around the bar at all. You've got a piece of leather, and then you've got this kind of pencil-like thing that if that doesn't go all the way around the bar, it's worse than having no grips at all. Oh, that's unfortunate, then.
Yeah, this is an event he really shows up to, potentially on a world team when you're piecing it together. Does it again, no problem.
Really cool dismount here.
Oh. Triple back. That's too bad, though. He had been basically flawless in the competition over a day and a half. Whenever you fall, it's a mandatory full point off, and you usually lose the value of the skill, but he repeats it again, which was a smart decision. But that one right there, he wants that one back, don't you think? What do you think? What happened?
Yeah, I think he didn't get his dowels over the bar, just like you were saying. I think it was on that right hand there. And when that happens, you literally just can't hold on to the bar. You just peel off through the bottom like we saw. But what I like about it is that he got up and he repeated the skill. So what we're looking for from a Team USA perspective is, in a team competition, if you fall on a skill, we want to see you repeat that skill, because if you don't, you lose the value of it. So, and that's a very high valued skill. So he's going to see the start value still there, but he's still going to be counting the fall.
How much do you watch and learn, even at this level now, other guys?
Oh my gosh, I'm always studying. I mean, social media has been phenomenal because, I mean, people are posting so much, and I mean, you can just get on there, you learn techniques, you learn what people are doing around the world, and it's honestly been a tool for a lot of athletes nowadays to help.
To keep track of that and stay on top of that.
Yeah, keep up with it, stay on track, and, I mean, learn a lot of new things.
So a number, yeah, that's obviously much lower than he would have wanted or expected, 12.752.
Now on high bar for Stanford, Cooper Kim.
Going to keep it right here on high bar. Another one of those guys from Stanford. They're everywhere, Taggart.
They are, and he had the highest score night one. He was the champ, not a 2-time world champ like the guy sitting next to me, Brody Malone. But does some really interesting stuff, huh?
Yeah, he does, and he does it in connection too, which makes it that much cooler.
Right here is the first one. Oh, that was fabulous.
Very nice.
Really hard, but I think this next one, I think it's even better, personally. Check this out. Right to a handstand. Oh, baby. It's called a Def, named after Jacques Def from the French team. Saw him do that years ago. Dismount. Oh, sorry. My God, he got me all riled up. Here we go.
Wow. We have seen some high bar. The only thing missing tonight from this high bar rotation is Brody Malone. These guys have been so good.
Wow. What do you think?
Brody's ready to get out there right now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
He better chalk it up because he's going to get left in the rearview mirror if he's not careful. Get off that fishing boat, Brody.
Full twisting front somersault. It's called a Winkler. Brody does that, starts off his routine with it. It won him his last world gold medal. And this right here, a Def, a back flip with 1.5 twists. I saw Jacques Def do this in person before he had competed it. Beautiful double laid out. And with that stick right there, I think he knocks Frederick Richard out of the top
From
three.
third to fourth,
Yes.
exactly. That should, you would expect with the number that happened. Remember, Frederick Richard trying to lock up that world spot with an overall win in top 3 in 3 different areas. It's been great to have you with us,
Yeah.
man. Really, good luck.
Yeah, thank
You'll
y'all
see
so
you
much
out
for
there
having me.
soon, though.
Yeah, we better.
Halfway point of day 2 after 3 rotations. Frederick Richard on top still. Danila Lakin, though, overtakes Shane Wiskus in that second spot. He had given him up after the struggles out on floor. So your top 3 right there. But Cooper Kim right there just outside the top 3. How about Frederick Richard now trying to wrap up that automatic spot at Worlds?
Well, it just got a lot tougher because he finished out of the top 3 on high bar with that phenomenal routine from Cooper Kim. So it's going to be a lot tougher. But I'll tell you what, Terry, there's no way that he does not get named to that world team, even at this point in time.
No, it's just a matter of locking it up, making it automatic right here. And remember, the overall goal here, too, is to win the U.S. all-around title. So right now on his way to doing that and enthusiastically doing it, bringing in the crowd. That, man, what a comeback we saw a few moments ago. So pretty good. The vets and the newcomers. A look at what is a huge score for Cooper Kim on high bar, 15.568.
Yeah, he continues to help himself. And, you know, after night 1, if you do the math and you take all the athlete scores and you put it together for a team score and the highest ones, Cooper Kim shows up time and time again, including in the top team score. So he's putting himself in a spot where he might make that world championship team.
That number is actually higher than what he did on night 1. Frederick Richard ahead of Danila Lakin now in second. Shane Wiskus hanging in there, rounding out the top 3 and getting set to go on still rings.
And Shane is in perfect condition. He has got great events still to come. Some of the people that are in front of him, Cooper Kim, they've got to go to some of their weaker events eventually.
I'd be surprised if he hits his last 3, which I think he will. I'd be surprised if he doesn't move into that second spot.
Yeah. Certainly capable. Got to hold each strength part for a total of 2 seconds. That last one was right on the bubble, I would say. Pretty good there. Nice handstand position. Can't just do strength. You got to be able to swing, and he does that very well. Just the landing here. Double tucked. Perfection. Shane Wiskus, man. Proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. He said like he felt like he didn't belong anymore after the Winter Cup, his first meet back after his break, post-Olympic alternate position. Had to earn his way back, and earn has he ever. Back up rise to a perfect planche right there. Beautiful. No wiggling around. Very nice. and then lowers down into the strength one. This one is a 10th low. You see his feet? They are below his head. It should be completely parallel to the ground. But nothing better than this right here. And this was perfect. Beautiful body position when he lands. His chest is not down, and the stick. Yeah! Yeah, let's go!
Absolutely.
That's exactly what John was saying.
That is, you know, we said it for 3 routines for Shane. 3 routines, all better than night 1. I think we're going to say it for a 4th routine in a row. Just keeps getting better.
All right, so he'll walk over and wait for the number, and as he does, we check out the Prevagen memorable moment. It's a special one. We're going to take you back 40 years. You know this man?
Holy.
You recognize this guy, Tim Daggett?
I don't know who that is.
All right, so the men's...
It's in color, Terry.
I was playing basketball there in those days. Stop it with that. Forever ago. Take the deductions. What do you see?
Oh,
any right there?
And every time I move, I see a deduction. But it was a long time ago. It was a lot of fun back then.
Prevagen memorable moment, and we know how much it means to you. That you haven't changed a bit, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Not at all.
I feel just as good as well, Terry.
We know what it meant to you, though, and it still means to you today because you talk about it with these guys out here competing.
Absolutely. It's a big one.
Cameron Nelson, you see the floor and vault silver medal last year. Upper left, Shane Wiskus, that total overall. 14.502 was the number on still rings. Former Ohio State star getting set. And he was 3rd on rings after day 1.
And that means this is a very big routine for him. Like I said, there are places where Team USA is lacking. Still rings is the biggest hole probably for Team USA.
And he's not competing in the all-around. He's got 5 events, so really focusing on this.
Much improved his strength parts, and does, as we saw him do 2 triples on floor. He'll do a triple. You can only do 1 for a dismount on rings. Really nicely done, so improved. That is great right there. Back up rise, inverted cross. That is, you know, it's so hard to be as level as he was and as still. This one is great, but I would say about a 1/10 of a point higher than the first one. He actually clipped the ring with his head and shoulder. Day 1 on this triple back somersault. Much better today. Just a small little hop backwards. That is a very big routine for this young man. Love this. I did this dismount as well a long, long time ago in a land far, far away, but I would say you do it a heck of a lot better than I did. Beautiful triple back somersault, just a small little hop backwards.
Danilo Lakin's going to be next. You saw he's one of the teammates there supporting Cameron Nelson. And Brittany, we're very much just getting to know the young 19-year-old from Florida.
That we are, and Danilo's gymnastics career could have ended before it even started. Born in the U.S., but spent part of his childhood in Russia training, where his coaches told his mother he'd never make it as a gymnast. Her response? Well, we're going to try. They moved back to the States and eventually found their way to Texas and coach Sergey Pekanich. Danila has been with Sergey since he was 9 and credits him with teaching him every skill he knows. Danila even passed on the collegiate route to stay training with Sergey while also helping his mom take care of his little brother, Luka. So for Danila, he always said, beginning to end, it'll be with Sergey.
And that extra motivation when you've been told, no, you can't do this.
Oh, absolutely. And I can, in Russia, I know exactly what they were talking about. He just doesn't have a traditional gymnastics body. He's a little taller, he's lanky, and he doesn't have the natural physical strength that you see from some of these other guys, like a Cameron.
So 15.025 for Cameron Nelson. He's loving it.
really good.
Very big number for him, and he just did himself a solid. He goes to vault next, which is also very important for Team USA.
And there to cheer for this man now, which it's not one of his stronger events, so really important right now to hang on if he wants to be in that mix for the second spot. You got Shane Wiskus right there battling with him behind Frederick.
Yeah, I would say that this is far and away his weakest event. But he knows that, and it's all factored in. He just wants to get through, be clean. A high 12 for him is a win on this event. We talked about the physical strength that's needed. This is his major strength part. It's an iron cross. Pretty good. Maybe could have been just a little bit shy of 2 full seconds. Little bit of a struggle right there. You can't bend your elbows on rings. But back on track right away, and a great giant afterwards. Nice double-double, small little hop. Just about as good as he can do it. Just that one little problem in the middle. We saw him, kind of act his age and his ability level on floor, but you see that, the bent elbows, and you also notice those straps where they say Spieth, they cannot touch the body as well. So judges, they're really harsh.
So you're talking about into 12s. We'll see what he gets here. But first, we take you over to floor and Taylor Burkhart. So he's in 7th now. He's dropped a little bit after 3 rotations.
Really wants to erase that fall on a high bar from his memory banks permanently. But his coach, Tom Galimi, tells me that his ankles are really kind of bothering him quite a bit. He dinged them up. Because of that, they're doing a much easier routine. He's capable of doing more than what he's doing today. But I'll tell you what, sometimes you have a little bit of a problem like that, and you end up doing a slightly easier routine, and you're flawless, and it can actually work in your benefit sometimes. Every single gymnast that's competing, though, yes, they're going for the national all-around title if they're doing all 6 events. But for the selection committee, they're looking where they're strong and where Team USA is weak and has needs. And Taylor fits a lot of those places very well. Double-double at the end, just a small little hop. That was a great routine.
Determined finish for Burkhart, the 23-year-old. Number for Danilo Lakin, so 12-5?
Yeah, that's about what I thought.
Okay, right in the mid-12s right there, hanging in, trying to go after that one of the top spots.
Welcome to the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report.
Check out the number for Taylor Burkhart for floor, and even 14. Remember, he was in 7th in the all-around going into this rotation.
A whole half a point better than night 1.
Meanwhile, back out to floor, and Cooper Kim. Just a reminder about that World Championship team. Yes, you always want to make the world team, but this one really significant.
Yeah, it's so important because at those Worlds, the top 3 teams will automatically lock their position for the Olympic Games. They qualify. And what that does is it gives you a lot of ability to strategize, change your internal rules up so that you can best be ready for the Olympic Games 2 years down the road.
You can take some chances. John, what do you know about Shane Wiskus?
Yeah, you know, you left the floor after that ring routine with the trainer, and he's okay. I went over and talked to the head of the EVO program, Kevin Majaika. You know, he had surgery on that shoulder in 2025 on the right shoulder. He just needed a little therapy, a little PT. Said he should be fine. He'll finish the competition. But always getting worked on. Hey, getting up in age as a gymnast, you got to just keep managing those injuries, and I think he's going to be fine the rest of the way.
You know something about that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, the chickens are coming home to roost here at my age now, Terry. I'll tell you what, I can barely scratch my nose these days.
Cooper Kim still waits out on floor. It is, though, a challenge. There's nobody out here who's 100% healthy throughout the entire season.
Oh, God, no. When I was in my best shape of my life, I would feel like I've never felt better, but I've never felt worse when I was in my best shape.
I'm trying to think about that and process that, but yeah.
I knew I could do with my body what I needed to do, but boy, it wasn't fun.
Yeah. And obviously some injuries more significant than others and takes you out of competition, but everybody dealing with something. Carnes getting set over on still rings as they work something out with the computers right now, and that's the delay. And don't forget, you've got the finish to this today, and national titles on the line, but also the women's competition tomorrow right here.
Yeah, there's something with the scoring system. I got the Pro Score Live up on my iPad right here, and I did notice all of a sudden it started locking up. So something's going on across the arena that's slowing everything down.
And it's across all the events, not just on floor exercise where we thought we were going.
Just do as an athlete the weight. If you're standing out, you're Cooper Kim, you're already out there on floor.
Oh, it's terrible. You have a whole strategy, and you've got just your rituals that you do.
The routine before the routine,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Which we just saw Frederick Richard. He's going to be on pommel next, and he's been right in front of us. That's where we're situated, and he's been going through his routine up until about, say, 30 seconds ago, and now just walking around. You're killing time now because that routine is broken, even the mental preparation.
And the best will figure it out and deal with it. Some people, it's no problem at all, but sometimes you can see an athlete that just, you can see that it really threw them.
And if you're in the stands, you start the wave.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah, this is interesting because when things like this happen, it's not typically that quick of a fix.
But Ariz working on Carnes.
Dan Bachman, one of the head judges.
Yeah, I went over to the head scoring table, saw Jason Woodnick, who leads the men's program for USA Gymnastics, and I asked him what's going on. He said the whole scoring system is down. I said, how long do you let this go on? Do you have to wait till it comes back up before he can proceed? He said, no, eventually we're just going to have to go manual. So
old school.
Wow, that'll be interesting.
Are you guys going to make me run around the floor to collect scores now? Or what?
Cooper's part of the wave, by the way. Joined in. It's not as energetic as it was going around the arena now.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, I've seen competitions that have had long delays, and one thing that they do, if it goes long enough, is they'll let these gymnasts get a touch, warm up if it goes too far.
What event would be the worst for you, John, to wait?
Oh, man. Pick one. I think probably floor or maybe high bar.
Yeah.
Although you got parallel bars, you chalk up the bars, and you're going to have to re-chalk them a couple times if you're waiting long enough. That always gets a little testy as well.
Yep.
How about you, Tim?
Yeah, parallel bars for me, it's because, you have a ritual on all the events, but you actually have a ritual that does something on P-bars. You're putting, some type of a honey, sugar, water combination, then chalking on top of it, and you like it a certain moisture level. And so you time that out. And
Okay, all of that's good. I'm just imagining Tim Daggett back in the day being a part of this right now.
That would not happen. And Steven Nedorosik apparently did not learn any new moves on Dancing with the Stars.
Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's start. Left foot,
Little cha-cha slide if you want to join in.
Yeah, I would not have been doing that, John.
No, I would not have been either. I would have probably had a hood over my head and praying in the corner that I can keep it together.
Where's John right now and Brittany? Are they joining in?
Brittany is definitely.
Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left.
Know it.
Whoa, Fred did it too.
Crisscross. Crisscross. Cha-cha, real smooth.
I have a summer camp, and I've heard this song far more times than I've ever want to tell you.
John, you got to join in.
Take it back now, y'all.
This goes on long enough, and I will join you, Brittany.
And I like what Josh Carnes has just done. He just jumped up on the rings. I don't know if he got an okay to do it. Jumped up to check his grips.
I'd like to see him tell me can't at this point.
Danila Lakin, by the way, did say, I got to keep moving. I got to keep dancing all the time. Well, you got your chance right now.
Yep.
Well, they are tumbling. They are tumbling on floor.
Okay, so they are telling us they're going to do a little warm-up here and try to get things going. We'll step aside for a moment as they do.
Welcome to the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report.
Mortgage Matchup Center. And this is what's been taking place because we've had a bit of a delay, about 10 minutes actually, with the scoring system, the computers. And so what do? You dance. And of course, that man leading the way.
Yes. He's had training.
Yes. On TV. Dancing with the Stars. It kind of built slowly, though, gymnast by gymnast, and eventually they're all taking part.
Tim, how many national championships have you been at? Have you covered and tell me if you've ever seen anything remotely close to what we've witnessed in the last 5 minutes.
I think about 37, 38.
And no, I'll answer for you. No, you haven't
I have
seen
never.
All right, so after that wait,
We are just about ready to restart our competition.
listening to the PA, just making sure, so we are ready to restart. Cooper Kim went out there on floor. He was ready to go, and then the delay, so now the restart right now. And as an athlete, you've got to deal with that.
Yeah, and he had just an astounding routine prior to this exercise on high bar. He's great on floor as well. NCAA champion. Had the second highest score in qualifications. Oh, baby. It's a beautiful double layout. And you know, he really had, I would say, the performance of his life. He said he was shocked with how well he finished up in the all-around. And boy, he knows how to fight, and he fights the right way, so it doesn't put him into a hole. This is beautiful. Kicks out of this, typically double pike. Almost always sticks that landing. It was great.
Yeah, he said day one, honestly, it was really unexpected. And asked point blank, did you surprise yourself? He said, absolutely.
Combination tumbling run, double front at the end right there. And that's what I'm saying. Other gymnasts would kind of freak out a little bit. They would overreact on the landing. This is something he always sticks, but not today. Has a nice open up, maybe just a little bit tired. That hop forward, that'll cost him about 0.2 of a point for not sticking.
Going into his junior year at Stanford. And we talk about Lakin being only 19 years old. This man's 20.
Yes. He really wanted to do his absolute best there, though, because his next two events, pommel horse, is very weak for him, as is still rings. But thus far, he's been doing his job. That's for sure.
So he waits for the numbers, and a few moments ago, Josh Carnes up on still rings. So he's in the top 5 going into this 4th rotation of 6 today.
His coaches tell us he has improved his difficulty score, his maximum score, by 1 point in 1 year, and that is almost impossible to do. Very still, not a lot of swing happening. Dismount double laid out. Oh, that was nice. Nothing like finishing a routine with a stuck landing, especially when you get bonus for it.
And remember, he's had a left shoulder injury, and all the treatment on that was out for 2 months, did nothing, and only been back about 3-4 weeks prior to these championships. Frederick Richard going to pommel horse next.
And this is the only place he really had a major struggle in night 1.
But fought
like nobody's business. And I would say, looking at Frederick, that this event is far and away his most improved event. When he was younger, I would have never thought that he could get to this level. Has a very big extended circle now. Little bit of form, and here's where he had a bit of struggles night 1. Today, nothing wrong with that. Gotta stay big, hips far away from your hands and high above the horse and the pommels. Oh, this is an exhausting routine, Terry. Had one little form break in the beginning, just fly up to a handstand. Probably one of the best routines he's ever done in a meet.
Oh, that was powerful. I saluted toward the judges.
Wow. no 3/10 neutral deduction. That's pretty darn good. Could have flown up to a handstand a little bit better at the end, but such a difficult and taxing routine. So this should just fly up to a handstand. He gets a little clunky right here. Should keep the rhythm moving better, but
you're exhausted at that point, right?
you are. The judges don't care, Terry. They don't care.
I've learned that. So the man who's been in that top spot for most of the championships, how about, while that was taking place, Yul Moldauer, see where he is going into this rotation, and led parallel bars after day one.
Has the quality that every gymnast wants. Do the toughest stuff in the world and make it look like you're doing basic gymnastics. Make it look like you're having fun and you're playing on a playground. And he does that as well as anybody in the world on this event. I tell you what, this routine right here, this is world class. Oh, 3 hand placements, 3/10 right off the top. Dismount, double front half. Gets a little bit of it back, did not stick that night one, but bam, there.
3-time U.S. champ in this event. So it wasn't perfect. You took us through about midway through that routine, but awfully impressive every time up there.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, he looks fantastic. For a gymnast, he is not a young guy.
Well, he won this title, the all-around title, nearly a decade ago in 2017. Frederick Richard trying to stay on top of the leaderboard.
This has been the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report.
Interesting day 2 of the men's competition, to say the least, here in Phoenix. It is the U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Titles on the line. Frederick Richard had the lead coming into day 2. Relinquished that early on with a sensational high bar routine from Danilo Lakin, but has gotten it back throughout most of the evening so far. He's been impressive.
Yeah, he has, and he came into these championships and he said, I don't want to win. I want to dominate. And he said that because there's a bunch of guys, Brody Malone, Asher Hong, the reigning champion of this event, that aren't here. People will just think, oh, it was because nobody was there. Well, so far, I think he's up by over 3 points, and it could get bigger.
More impressive than day 1?
Oh, absolutely more impressive. What he just did on pommel horse, that was spectacular comparatively. He had a big error also on high bar day 1 and was great today.
We saw some sensational efforts, especially early on high bar tonight. And then a few moments ago, Yul Moldauer on parallel bars.
Yes, unbelievable. A huge, huge routine.
So we'll see if this man can hold on. A couple of rotations left here, day 2. This man who won this title back in 2017 as we continue here with the action in Phoenix. Getting set for rotation number 5 here, day 2 of the men's competition in Phoenix. That man, Yul Moldauer, is really going a long way here, making a statement here, especially on the second day. I'd like to remind you can power up your family movie night. Watch the Super Mario Galaxy movie now, streaming only on Peacock. fans in attendance here watching the action and the Xfinity National Championships. Cooper Kim, 13-8 the number on floor.
Yeah, nowhere near as good as night one. He had a 14.45.
How about Frederick Richard, 14.663 on that pommel horse routine.
Way better, over a point better than night one. That was a big one for Frederick.
Yep, absolutely important. Although he's not going to lock up that automatic spot, it doesn't look like. You have to win the U.S. all-around title and be in the top 3 on 3 different apparatuses. But the lead is more than 3 points now over Shane Wiskus. Cooper Kim's made a statement day 2, especially Yul Moldauer here, second day of competition. All right, Cameron Nelson on vault. Remember, individual event titles on the line, and this was the man who led vault after day 1.
I would say this is the hardest vault being done in the competition. Double front laid out with 2.5 twists. Really well done. Maybe doesn't look as hard as some of the multiple flipping stuff, but that is no walk in the park. That is really tough stuff. 2 flips in a laid out position, and there's 1, 2.5 twists. When I was competing, that was not even dreamt about. And the line in gymnastics is always in as opposed to out, and I think he was right on that line, so there should not be a deduction.
You think he stayed on the line?
That was close.
Yeah,
it was close.
Problem is, I don't know if the judge could see it. His foot dipped down into the mat. You could see the judge start to lean over. He might have got away with one there. We'll see.
Second vault coming up.
Have to do a different type of a vault. He's going to do a front handspring double front, so it's actually 3. Yeah, he's the triple guy. He's going to do another triple on vault. This one, though, is forward. Easy.
When you're the triple guy.
Yes, absolutely. He wants to add another half turn at the end of that vault. He was planning on doing it. He told me on a conference call last week, yeah, I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it for sure. And I saw him here and he went, nah, I'm not doing it. So, and that's all about just being careful, because you can really hurt your ankles on vault if you land short.
Think you could have done the half on that one, Tim? Was it good enough?
No, absolutely, without a doubt.
Now on rings for Minnesota, Kellen Ryan.
So you got the all-around title, and you've got the individual apparatus titles all on the line, and that man led and added to it with those 2 efforts. We'll see.
Yeah, I would imagine that he is.
Yeah.
He just got a national title, which is not a bad thing.
So that vault was a huge.
And now, Danilo Lakin gets his turn on vault.
And this is a very new vault for him. He dealt with it well in day 1. This is Yurchenko style, so he'll do a round off, a half turn onto the board and travel to the vaulting table backwards. Here's the round off. Oh, that looked great. Yes, you could just see it. He had such a perfect body position on the table, totally open shoulders, and he just ricocheted like off of that table. That was tremendous, much better than he did the other day. So half turn, and then he jams his arms back as fast as he can. He just bounces off the table, which is exactly what you want. Difficult vault. And these types of vaults, the Yurchenko style, and that right there,
outside the line.
His foot was definitely outside the line, but only one of them, so only 1/10 of a point for that. But that was a great vault for Danilo.
So Lakin waits for the number, and yeah, I know there's been some struggle today, but overall, with what he's done this week, I'd be really proud.
Oh, absolutely. without a doubt. And you know, it's almost more impressive that he had a major struggle, and he took that and he got right back up and did some big gymnastics afterwards.
And eventually 9.45 on the execution. So you see what the difficulty is. The total given him 14.15.
Yeah, same as he got night one. I think it was better.
Here on vault, once again, the 5th in the all-around last year here. The man who placed 5th, Josh Carnes from Erie, Pennsylvania. Penn State guy, was in 7th in the all-around after the opening day. Now based Evo, and he's talked about how that's helped him. And you talked about how important that development is to be pushed, and he needs to be pushed to that next level.
Absolutely, and he recognizes it. He says that he needs to feel the pressure more often. And he's certainly feeling it here because he does a very hard vault. One of only a handful of guys that does a vault starting out of a 15.2 like Cameron Nelson. Oh boy, and once again, night one wasn't good, and this one, I think, even worse.
Coming up on floor for Illinois, Hassan Edoku.
Over to pommel horse, the man in 7th place going into the 5th rotation, Taylor Burkhart.
Now on pommel horse for Stanford, Taylor Burkhart.
You know, he did pommel horse the other night, but it has been a long time since he's competed in a meet and done pommel horse. Last year at these championships, he did 5 events, but no pommel horse at all.
He had 2 fractures in his back, a wrist injury that had been lingering.
And if he had done a basic routine last year and just gotten through, he'd have come on 2nd in the all-around. Oh, what a fight at the end right there. So much power flying up to that handstand.
There's not a lot basic about that one, Tim. Man, that was
a
whirlwind.
Yeah, he calls that a stock set, though, John.
Shane Wiskus has been in the mix. He was the vault champ back in 2019, getting set to go.
Just like a steamroller, this entire USA Championships has been Shane Wiskus. Stuck this cold, night one. Can he find the magic? Great vault, but big hop forward. That's a 3/10 hop.
The man in 2nd place going into this rotation by a little more than 3 points, John.
Yeah, you know, he left the floor after his ring routine to get his shoulder work on. You can see his right shoulder has some tape on it there. That's the one he had surgically repaired in 2025. And I went over to him before vault. He was sitting there very solemn, very focused. And I said, Shane, you know, are you okay? He goes, yeah. I go, how's the shoulders? It just sore. And his response was, I'm not sure. I'm just going to take it one routine at a time. I said, are you going to do vault? He said, yes. He obviously saw him do it right there. So I think the shoulder is a concern for him. Looked good there. He's going to take it one event at a time. Hopefully we'll see him on parallel bars.
Oh, boy.
So you got it out through the 2 days here, and the national championships on the line, but you got the big picture to think about, too.
Absolutely. But you know what? Especially, I think, in his brain, he's not feeling like they would select him for that team if he doesn't put up a big number all the way through, start to finish, at these U.S. championships.
And he kind of views it that way, that he knows it's going to be difficult every time for whatever reason, and expects it. Said, I prepared for it. 13.65 the number.
Yeah, significantly lower than he did night one, was a 14.3. I don't think his shoulder really impacted him there, but
yeah, he stuck that one in night one, and that makes such a big difference in your score. But to your point, Terry, after going through what he did in 2024, he probably feels like he doesn't want to leave anything up to chance.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they couldn't put him on the team as it is now, Tim. He has done so much to make a case for himself.
Things have gotten interesting in terms of that selection for the world team. This man, though, expects to be there. He will be, even if he doesn't lock it up. He's not going to automatically with this effort here today. Frederick Richard, a couple of events left, and the first of 2 still rings.
And this is the place I still believe Fred can get a little bit better. His strength parts, they're good. This one is very, well, he actually was a little unstable on that first plunge. Another big strength part. This is called a Maltese, and he does not completely freeze his body. You want no movement at all. Good giant to a handstand. Dismount was perfect, night one. Really good, but slight hop backwards. Not gonna cause him a problem in any way to keep the lead though. So he usually does this a little bit better. This is a back upright planche, and he kind of is moving. Do you see how it's not frozen there? And then he lowers down into the next one. And let's see if he stops dead. He does not. That opens it up quite a bit. Once again, not to the point that it will knock him out of the lead, but those judges, they can be brutal, but they're accurate, you know? I mean,
okay, over to high bar, and Yul Moldauer has made a move here on day two, in fourth place overall.
This is a very improved event for Yul. He has struggled on high bar. Gotta hit handstands. That was great right there. Another handstand. Really nicely done. His biggest test will come right here. Gotta grab the bar. Woo! Nicely done. It's a very nice routine, but it doesn't have the super high difficulty level. Wants to stick this landing and gets it.
He's put his name in the equation, hadn't he?
Yes, he has, absolutely. We did not see him on vaulting, and he fell on vault, which I did not know was off the charts fantastic on parallel bars, and that is as good as he can do. Double front or double back with a full twist over the bar. It's called a Coleman.
I mean, look how late he puts that second hand on. I think his shoulders are below the bar, Tim, and you are playing with fire. He would be in that camera lens if he didn't get both hands on.
Dismount night one. Took a bunch of little hops, and that's a full twisting double layout. He's capable of adding not one, but two more twists to that.
I'll tell you what, Yul has quietly had one of the best nights out of anybody on the floor.
Got the number for Richard, 13.905. The lead extended to 3.406 over Shane Wiskus, and Frederick will finish up on vault. One more rotation left here, and Frederick Richard leads the way, trying to win the U.S. all-around title for the first time. Shane Wiskus right there, Danilo Lakin, the teenager, rounding out the top three. Cooper Kim and Yul Moldauer, your top five right now. Terry Gannon back with Tim Daggett. Thinking about Frederick Richard, had the effort on still rings just a few moments ago. You hold it together on that event if you are him. He extended the lead.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He has been really, really good and not opening the door. Night one, he didn't have huge mistakes, but he just had these little things that just kept chipping away from his potential. He said he wanted to dominate coming into these championships, and tonight he's dominating.
I was going to ask that because you started the show saying, well, he didn't dominate on day one, but you think he is today.
Oh, yeah, he's 3 points better than the next guy, so I would definitely call that domination.
Shane Wiskus with all that fight right behind Danilo Lakin. How about coming into the week with Lakin, the teenager? Did you expect him to be solidly in that mix for the world team?
Absolutely not. I knew he had the potential, but I just thought it was a little too soon for him. I've seen him and in the past not deal with the pressure quite as well as he's done here. He's shown me so much, though. Day one, he was perfect throughout the entire competition. Day two, he started great, then he went to floor and had a major struggle there, which could really demoralize a person without a lot of character. He came right back from it, just exploded back.
Yeah, and the other name that jumps out to me, and we know it's there, Yul Moldauer was part of the Tokyo Olympic team, didn't make it the last time for Paris, but he's been away. He comes back, and day one was a little bit up in the air. Day two has been sensational.
Yeah, he really has. And, you know, he got basically a huge score on parallel bars, but probably the most important routine that he has done today is his pommel horse routine, which if he had one pommel horse routine in the 2024 Olympic trials process like he did tonight, I think he could have had that spot to the Olympics.
And despite Tim not wanting to, we're going to bring in John. John, your thoughts on what you've made of what you've seen so far tonight?
I mean, it's tough to add to what Tim said, but Danilo Lakin, I really feel like I think he's going to be a world team member. I think he's done enough, and you start to look at how that team might come together. You know, we got Frederick, obviously, and then, as I said, Danilo. I think Yul and Cameron Nelson have done a lot to make a case for themselves, and you look at a team with Frederick and Danila, Shane, Yul, Cameron, that's a pretty darn good team that could go to World Championships.
One other name I'm going to throw in. What do you make of Cooper Kim?
You know, he's great on high bar, but how much does he move the needle on the rest of those events? And especially if you have a team with Lakin and Wiskus and Richard, those guys are great in high bar. His impact doesn't mean as much in that situation.
And he's going to his weakest event right here on still rings. But he has done what a job. You were fantastic, young man.
One rotation left here. National championships on the line in Phoenix. Back to tell you, 9-time Olympic gold medalist Katie Ledecky leading a team of America's biggest stars as they take on the top swimmers from around the world at the Pan Pacific Swimming Championships. Comes your way next week on NBC, Peacock, and NBCSN. Winding down here, day two in Phoenix for the men, and one rotation left with the all-around title out there, individual apparatus titles out there, and out on floor, the all-around bronze medalist last year, 23-year-old from Richmond, Texas, Fuzzy Bennis, starring Oklahoma.
And he has had a very rough championships. He has a very bad shoulder that spoke with his coach, Mark Williams. He said that they got the MRI, the doctor was there, they talked about it, they said, I don't know how he does what he just did right there, lift his arms over his head. He's a fighter, though. One of the best gamers I've ever seen in this sport, just always capable of doing his best gymnastics. The head coach, Mark Williams of OU, tried to talk him out of competing in the all-around here because still rings and pommel horse really pounds on his shoulder. He said, you're not in there in the all-around. You should just, just take it a little easier like you did during the NCAAs. But he was like, no way. This could be it for me. And I'm an all-around gymnast, and I'm going out doing the all-around.
Yeah, and those injuries, Tim, they've just been an issue for him throughout his career. Saw his dad in Phoenix earlier today and talked about Fuzzy and just how gutty he is, and you mentioned it. And he said, yeah, at this point, I want him to get through the meet and get through healthy because he knows all the obstacles he's had to deal with in his career.
Double pike, and he accomplished his goals. I think he knew coming into this competition that he did not have the preparation to be in the hunt like he has been.
You mentioned his dad, both of his parents Division I gymnasts, Penn State and Missouri. Final rotation of the day here in Phoenix, and Frederick Richard on top, and the lead extended to more than 3.4 points over Shane Wiskus, who's really held it in there, the veteran, and then the young guy, Danilo Lakin, rounding out the top three, putting his name into that discussion for the World Championship team, and he's had some fight. It hasn't been all smooth sailing here on day two, but he came right back after the trouble.
Yeah, he did, and that showed me a lot, and I'm sure it showed the selection committee a heck of a lot as well, because you just never know how a younger person is going to deal with very, very big moments that they've never experienced before, and he showed a lot to me for sure.
All the talk, all the build-up, he's been talked about his talent for quite some time, but there is that pressure of doing it when the lights go on.
This is a very difficult routine. Unique, does a lot of different types of element. Here we go. It's a big one right here, done extremely well. Giant Diamondovs, 2 in a row, one with an extra quarter pirouette. That was gorgeous. I'll tell you what, I've seen enough. This young man, he made me a believer. Full twisting double. So hard, so great. Congratulations, man. Wow.
Coming into the week, he said, this is my place. This is my time to grow. I don't have much to lose at this point.
That's not a long time coach. That's a lifetime coach right there. Sergey, he told me the other day that he has not learned a single skill that wasn't taught to him by that coach. This is really wild. Giant Diamondov, 1 1/4 right there, and then back into the middle. He was good night one on parallel bars, but I think this was better.
Yeah, this dismount, I think in particular, landed it much better.
So hard. That's 2 flips with a full twist. They're encouraging it. It gets a lot of bonus points, and so we're starting to see a few more, but it is not easy.
A hug with meaning.
Yes, it is.
Different path for him, too. No plans to go to college, compete at a university. All right, final rotation now for Frederick Richard. It's over on vault.
He's only got to turn his body over 3 times, Terry. One little small thing. Somehow find the ground after that. Oh, boy, and another. Wow, super powerful vault. He made it night one, but this technically was way better. Three flips from board to ground. Gets a much better block, and he's trying to do a half turn at the end of it. It'll become what's called a Dragulescu, named after one of the all-time greats on vaulting. And that looks like money to me. He could add that half turn without a problem.
The elevation on that, guys.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, as we talk about Lakin being 19, he's only 22. Meanwhile, Cooper Kim in 4th place.
And he's got a lot of work to do, actually, to stay in 4th place, because this is his weakest event. Like, he's a younger gymnast, and he just doesn't have the level of strength that you need to start high with a big starting score. Little bent elbows there as well. His maximum score from meet 1 was a 13.7. That's the max. Oh, and a big step backwards. I don't think that he will do what he did day 1.
Timmy, just
with
feel
that
it
effort.
as he's fighting to straighten those arms with him.
Yeah.
All right, the number 4, Lakin, 15.063 on P-bars.
One of the best biggest gamers I've seen.
And how about Frederick Richard? Going to close it out. 13-5, that name to the top of the leaderboard, going after that U.S. all-around title and going to get it. Joel Moldauer, who has made a statement here on day 2 that I've been there before and I'm back again. Finishing up here on floor.
Last event was high bar for him. Not his best event, but got a 13.1, which is excellent for him. Oh boy, big step forward and 1/10 out of bounds as well. Much better controlled landing there. Oh, so nice. Triple twist down the side. You'll look so light when he does gymnastics. Throughout his entire career, he's known around the world for being one of the cleanest, one of the best executed gymnasts out there. And some great landings.
This dismount's been a challenge for him, though, here in his comeback.
Yeah, it's hard. Very tired at this point. Oh, jeez, and that could have been bad, but somehow he gets his feet underneath him and deals with that, but whew.
Yeah, he was scrambling on that one.
That's called pulling with everything that you have. So this was good, but just too much power. Full twist right into that double front and has to take a bounding step forward. That's a 3/10 step and a 1/10 for going out of bound. This is gorgeous though. Triple twist down the side, no run, no problem.
Incredible.
Stick.
Side pass triple twist.
Yeah.
I think I did a handspring front back in my day.
And this was really amazing that he was able to get this around. Didn't look like it. He really has to just throw his feet under him and out in front of him. And because of that, he lands with his chest so low and he's on his heels, which makes him lock the knees out.
Meanwhile, a moment ago, Josh Carnes on parallel bars.
Does some of the toughest stuff being done in the world across all 6 events. Just a difficulty stallion. But you see the legs come apart. His level of execution, we just saw Ewell, who is spectacular at it. But if he could get a little bit more of that, he would be dangerous. Just the dismount double front. Great landing. Very good job though. You said it, Terry. He was out for 2 months.
Yeah. Came back 3-4 weeks ago. That's it to train, which is nothing. 14.758, the number there. Great way to end it. And how about the number for Ewell? Even 13.
Yeah, you know, not a great number. You see that 8.2 in execution. He lost, you know, more than I would say a half a point on that dismount alone.
Not going to catch the man at the top of the leaderboard, though. Frederick Richard came in here, said, this is my time. I want the U.S. all-around title, and he's going to get it.
Coming up on floor for Oklahoma will be Sasha Morganosa.
Oh, the national team.
Now on parallel bars.
So Shane Wiskets, who's had a heck of a week here, in second place, going into this final rotation, trying to stay right there and finishing up on parallel bars.
And my only hope is that that shoulder is not going to be a problem. You know, John said he spoke with him and he said, yeah, I think it's okay, but not quite sure. Sometimes you can gut through, especially in a major meet like this, but sometimes you wake up on the next day and it's like, oh my gosh.
He was great on this on day one. Second place overall here.
He flies on this right here. It's called the Bopsar. Oh, just beautiful. He doesn't just fly and get high above the bar. If you took a picture at any point during that element, it would be pristine.
And if you can do that, your shoulder's got to be working pretty darn well.
Double front, small little hop. What a two-day competition for this young man. No way they can deny him, in my opinion.
Holding that shoulder too.
Yeah. He said he had the best 2 days of competition of his life at the Olympic trials in 2024. It wasn't quite enough. I would say that this competition might even be better.
I agree, Tim.
And I have no influence with the selection committee, but I cannot fathom a world. Oh, look at that. He's shot out of a cannon, and then he just floats. Dismount, double front, small little hop. A lot of hard work. Job accomplished.
Would need a 13.892 to sew up second place ahead of that man.
Yeah, it should be absolutely simple to happen. Should be by well more than a point.
Well, it's 14.8 on night one, so.
I think we might see those two in Rotterdam this fall competing for Team USA at the World Championships. They have just performed exceptional.
And Ariz with the hug. And Frederick Richards said that about Lake and the youngster on this. He said, look, we're going to need him and everything. Oh, yeah, 14.855 does wrap up that second spot.
Absolutely phenomenal. What a day, what a weekend for Shane Wiskus.
But we got to know this man on the road to Paris and then part of that bronze medal win for the U.S. and getting to know him even better here and making a statement at the U.S. National Championships. Frederick Richard, the U.S. all-around champ. We talked earlier about the pommel horse specialists, how many there are, the really tight competition. Here's another man in that mix, Brandon Dang, the 21-year-old.
Yeah, he is world class as well. Has one of the best circles being done anywhere on planet Earth. Just so extended, nice, fast, quick. Oh, and there's that skill. I love it so hard. And this is just all out aggression from Brandon. Nice and equal hand placement, which is what the judges are looking for. Just the dismount, fly up, man. Beautiful.
He heard you.
Wow. Let's go! You would have needed a just stratospheric number to catch Patrick Hoops. It's going to be a big number, but I don't think it can quite reach the level that he needed. Watch this, though. So hard. Look at this. And then puts that hand down, and then another gigantic turn on one. Nicely done.
NCAA champ on this. University of Illinois won the silver medal last year at the U.S. Championships on pommel horse.
That routine holds up not just at the national championships, it holds up in the Olympic finals.
All right, official, the 2026 U.S. all-around champ, Frederick Richard, and he's only 22 years of age. He's had success internationally at the Olympics, at the World Championships, going to head back there, and now part of history here.
No, absolutely. He has done such a fantastic job. This is the Frederick that I was expecting to see both nights. He was phenomenal tonight, was a little bit not as great as he could be day one, but what an accomplishment.
That final number for Brandon Dang, 15.325.
A very big number, that's for sure, but he will rank second on pommel horse behind Patty Hoops.
It is fun to watch that competition on pommel horse, though, with those guys. And how about Shane Wiskus? You know, just devastated after not making the Olympic team the last time around. Went to Tokyo, was part of that group. Now second place here at the U.S. Championships, and that man just getting started his career. Danila Lakin proved a lot to everybody out there, but maybe even more to himself this week. But it's Frederick Richard who is the winner, the all-around champ here in Phoenix. We'll get a word with the champ as we continue from Mortgage Matchup Center. The 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by Nike, bringing inspiration and innovation to every athlete around the world. Nike, the official partner of USA Gymnastics. By Prevagen. And by Xfinity. Xfinity sticks the landing every time. Same day Wi-Fi, same price for 5 years. So we wrap it up here in Phoenix. Frederick Richard, his first U.S. all-around title. Shane Wiskus second, and Danila Lakin, the youngster, rounding out the top three as we check out our gold medal moment presented by Xfinity, the moments from the winner.
And did he shine? He wanted to dominate, and eventually he did. Beautiful releases, just picture perfect in so many ways. Frederick Richards, you got another title. You got just about all of them now. Beautiful work on pommel horse as well. Dismount double-double laid out.
Finishing here with this effort on vault. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee keeps your internet steady and reliable, and we send it over to Brittany.
Gary, thank you so much. Frederick, a big congratulations for everything that you have achieved. It was said that maybe this was the missing puzzle piece. You get your first national all-around title. What does that mean?
First national all-around title. It means the hard work is paid off. Officially #1 in the country in gymnastics. I mean, I tried my whole life to get here. It took 20 years, 4 championships later as a senior, but we're here. It just shows the hard work's paying off, the strategic planning, just everything in the gym. I'm grateful for the coaches around me, my teammates, family. I mean, everything just come together, so I'm grateful.
You said you wanted to dominate tonight. You did just that. How did you do it?
I did it by just focusing on the details. I said what it's going to take after this competition at the Worlds is going to be an even harder competition. It's going to take me going for every skill, not playing it safe. And I tried that today, and I think I made a lot of improvements.
Well, congratulations again. He did say, Terry, that he's taking home gold at Worlds, so we'll have to wait to see for that one.
So I still got a lot of work to do, but I am locked in for Worlds to still try to bring home gold.
There we go.
Yeah, Brittany, he already said that on social media, right? I'm taking home a gold at the World Championships. I wouldn't doubt that man right there. So he wins the U.S. all-around title, but the individual events as well, Tim.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You dream of being a U.S. champion at the U.S. Nationals, and there they are. Patrick Hoops, Asher Cohen, Cameron Nelson gets that vault. Yule on parallel bars, and Cooper Kim.
Yule for the 4th time, tying the all-time record for parallel bars. So signing that uniform that is absolutely his, Frederick Richard. So that does it for the men's competition. Tune in Sunday at 6 Eastern for the final day of the women's competition. You can watch all the routines at USA Gymnastics YouTube channel after the broadcast. So, for Tim Daggett, John Roethlisberger, Brittany Urton, and our entire NBC Sports crew, I'm Terry Gannon saying so long for now from Phoenix, Arizona at the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships.